And we're live. Hey everybody, welcome to IKEA and Fishers. And yes, we are live on the set. This is a bucket list item for our mayor, Mr. Scott Fadness, who joins us regularly on these Fishers Live Fridays. We also got Rob Delaby, who's just here for color commentary.
Boom.
With Oasis Outdoor Living and Landscapes and Pools and everything else you do. And our hostess today is Lesa Grant with IKEA. So Lesa, thank you for hosting us. This was a bucket list thing for Scott. He really wanted to do live on a set, so we actually have people milling around.
This is amazing. You got this whole setup right here, and there's like 47 of these.
And what other set can you go on and actually buy everything that's on the set?
Absolutely.
Everything here's for sale.
That's right.
So, so the question is, how is IKEA doing? It's been open since October of last year. You weathered, I guess, the Christmas season in the spring. Are things going well?
Things are going really well. Actually, interestingly enough, holiday is not our busiest season.
What
busiest season is back to college. So back to school, we are ramping up for that June, July, and August. And since this is our first rodeo for back to school, we're not sure how we're going to do and which month is going to peak and which weekend is going to peak. So we're going to kind of ride the wave a little bit.
So this place, it was my first time yesterday. I hate to admit that. I live literally 4 miles away. I drive by here a million times. What about you? Is this your first time?
As a matter of fact, it is.
A couple of real community guys here.
Real community activists here showing up, showing support for IKEA. But I was amazed at how small it feels once you're in it. I mean, I'm sure you can wander around, like, how big is this place, square footage wise? How big is it?
We're 289,000 square feet.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's huge.
Is that like the biggest building in Fishers? Or?
It's right up there. And then even their restaurant can seat how many people?
325. And there's a restaurant here. You're going to try some meatballs after we get done here.
Oh, meatball eating.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll see if you can do 12.
We do have the largest solar panels on our roof in the state of Indiana. So.
And how much of your power comes from the solar? I did see photos of that in the press release. How much of your power comes from that?
Right now it's between 50 and 70%. By the year 2020, we hope to have everything in the store recyclable. Our sustainability is a big mission for IKEA globally. So yeah, it's pretty big.
It's going well.
Yeah.
You guys are on an upward path.
We are. I think, we've found that we're a weekend-heavy store, so we get a lot of traffic on the weekends and traffic from outside of our PMA. So we're getting a lot from southern states and then north from Michigan. And we tend to trail off a little bit Tuesday and Wednesdays and then ramp back up again on the weekends.
One of the things, Tom, that's really impressed me about IKEA is their desire to be a part of the community. And so as they've kind of gotten settled in here, they've really started to look outward and become a very active part of the community, whether it's working with nonprofits or just engaging in our city in general. So that's been a really great partnership that we are excited to see grow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you guys are doing something with Spark Fishers, right, coming up?
We are. We're going to have some volunteers, some yellow shirts working the parade route.
Awesome.
We'll also have sponsorship. We're going to do some seating, comfortable seating in the maternity section so people, new moms, can take a break. So we're working on that too.
Will those chairs be for sale? I mean, that's a dumb question.
We may actually just donate them afterwards.
There you go.
So,
you might? Oh,
yeah.
you'd be better. You guys
My wife will appreciate that. You know, I have a son on the way in late August, so my wife is getting to the uncomfortable phase of pregnancy at this point.
Yeah, she'll need to take a break for sure.
Yeah.
And you guys are right across the street from what's going to be the yard. There was a big ribbon cutting, groundbreaking on that yesterday. Yeah, big groundbreaking yesterday. It's turning out to be about an $80 to $100 million project, and we're really excited because we've added new elements. So there's a large hotel that's going to be there, which obviously complements what's happening here with IKEA. And then you have a mixed-use development. So there's going to be apartments and a parking garage there with retail. And for me, you know, I can't imagine anything more fun. I've really been blessed in the last couple of years to cut the ribbon on IKEA, Top Golf, Portillo's. And then yesterday, I stood at that groundbreaking with Craig Hughes, the owner of St. Elmo's, and Clay Robinson, the guy from the man from Sun King. I mean, for me to be able to work with teams like that, that's incredible. I think it's the best in the world as well as some of the best in the country. And now I think we're pulling some of the best in central Indiana. All are going to be concentrated right in this area. I mean, I think this area is going to become a destination
on the northeast side of Indianapolis. I am certain of that.
Well, it already is.
It is.
Thanks, Scott, for recognizing my company as one of the best.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
It's awesome.
Yes, it's drawn a lot of people to Fortville.
Right.
Yep.
It's becoming an oasis.
Right. It is an oasis.
It's an oasis as far as how. So how do you top that, Scott? I mean, look at what's happened. I can't say all you've done. I'm saying all the folks who work for the city of Fishers and everything that's happened with Topgolf, IKEA. How do you top that? I mean, what comes after the yard? Because the yard was kind of the last big frontier, the last big piece of property that you had. Is Amazon coming to town soon? I mean, is something you need to tell us now?
No. We will, I think this summer is going to be very active in Fishers. I don't think we're slowing down by any means. Last week was a huge win for the city to be able to put the trail in.
Yeah.
That was a big win. The federal government said we could go ahead and move forward with Rails to Trails program, which is huge. We're going to have hopefully some big economic development announcements on the horizon. There's a difference between fan favorites like IKEA and Topgolf and Portillo's, and then corporations that bring significant job opportunities for people. Not that IKEA doesn't bring jobs, but you bring a company that brings 1,000 employees making an average of $80,000 a year. That's a big economic step forward. So last year we had 2,500 new jobs come to Fishers. This year we've had a little slower start, but I feel confident this summer we're going to hit the ground running and hopefully have some big announcements. Yeah. And then you have fun things like we're creating the country's largest urban farm. I think you're getting a call. Yeah. Oh,
sorry, I kicked it.
That's
amateur hour.
Their appointment with.
And then the other thing is the Geist Park. We're hopefully closing on the land there too. So we have both quality of life and I think economic development activity happening.
What's happening with the airport over there? I know there's some talk about converting that over at some point.
It will be converted to development at some point. Right now, we're just looking. We're fortunate enough to be patient there. So we're looking for really great corporate headquarters, corporate campuses that want to locate. We've been in discussions with a few people. Nothing's landed yet. But that's
unintended.
There you go. It's about 200 acres of developable land, which is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the yard is there's $100 million of investment going in there, and I think it's only 19 acres. So imagine having 200 acres to do something similar. We could definitely get a lot of investment there.
And you won't put any more traffic on 116th Street.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. And I must say this year, I got to tell you, and I'm sure the people out there on social media will go crazy, but it is going to be a tough year for road construction. I mean, it's a very busy year. We closed 131st in Cumberland just this week for 45 days for a roundabout. 113th in Florida is getting a roundabout. You have 106th Street closed for the force main, and then we're going to widen that road. We have 126 in Reynolds Drive will be done this year as well. So, and then you have all of Allisonville Road from 126 to 131st. That's all underway as we speak. So just be patient with us as we try to get those projects done before school starts.
Come to IKEA.
Yes.
We've got lots of
Come
parking.
to IKEA. You can hang out here. You can relax. Absolutely.
Right.
The traffic here is not a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, has there been anybody complain about the traffic that IKEA and Topgolf?
Honestly, that was probably the biggest win of last year, was opening up all of these, and they really made it fun for us because they all opened within like 3 weeks of each other.
Yeah, right.
But we were all concerned about what traffic would look like, and our team did a really good job planning it out. And I honestly think, we had a ton of people come here, but it never reached a point where it was really that bad for folks that are just trying to commute every day. And since that time, I think it's really leveled off where it's very manageable, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the other thing about Fishers too is I think we've seen the biggest stuff come as far as traffic.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like it stress tested it and it's fine.
Yep.
Now 106th Street, I'd love to get that open again.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah,
that's our back channel to get to everything quickly.
But the good news is we're actually widening that road a little bit, because if you remember back in the day, that road was really narrow. So adding a few feet on each side of it is going to be very helpful. And then 96th Street next year, making that 4 lanes from Cumberland to Lantern, or the other way around, I guess, Lantern to Cumberland, will also be really important to get traffic flowing east-west.
Is there any way you could kind of spread that out instead of doing it all at one time?
No.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why we can't do that.
Thanks for asking, Rob.
No.
I mean, it's a train wreck.
The reason we're doing it right now, why we have to get it all done now, is in anticipation for State Road 37. So we're going to be breaking ground on State Road 37 next year. And we've got to have those side roads, those alternative routes fixed and upgraded in time for when we start dealing with 37.
So how do you break ground on a road that already exists?
That's a great question.
Okay.
Well, we will.
We'll do a ribbon cutting.
We'll do a ribbon cutting and break ground. We'll shovel. We'll have a shovel in the hard hat.
But it's all,
Very ceremonial.
already there.
We bring in a big dumpster of dirt, and they'll just shovel
Very
that
ceremonial.
off.
Yes.
Apparently I'm behind here.
You're behind. Yes.
You big dummy. They do this all the time. They bring in boxes of dirt, shovel it, and they go away. They're done.
It's all part of the job.
It's all part of the job. Well, I thought that of all the things that have happened in the last week, that Monon Trail, that railroad, that's
big.
Huge.
It was huge. We're going to move quickly to try to move that forward because we think it's an amenity for our community. It will connect our residents. And we want to create the most unique pedestrian experience in anywhere in central Indiana. And we've got a task force led by John Weingart and Amanda Whaleu, who's an architect, and they're working through a request for proposals right now to kind of come up with the design and the theme of what that trail is going to be about. So there's questions like, should we make the trail all about the history of the nickel plate rail, or should it be about entrepreneurship and innovation? I mean, what is the theme that our community really wants to rally behind? What kind of technology can we add to the trail? All of those things are going to be tackled in this committee of community leaders. They're going to look at it.
Speaking of which, our Augmented Reality app is now up on iTunes.
Really?
And, we're rolling it out the 1st of July.
Nice.
So we're going to have augmented reality, Ashley. We'll have AR in our app. You can scan different places and see augmented
That's really
reality,
cool.
including our magazines, of course.
That's very cool.
And just as a side note, speaking of construction, our website will be down this weekend. We're revamping our site, so it's going to be down for about 24 hours from Saturday morning until Sunday morning. So if you go to townpost.com, you get the little guy with the shovel saying it's under construction.
Putting in a roundabout in your website.
Putting a roundabout in our website.
Are you going to have a groundbreaking?
I thought about doing a ribbon cutting.
Yeah, I think you should.
I mean, I can't get enough celebrities there to do it.
I love Scott's gold construction helmet he puts on every time they do those.
That's right.
You gotta love it.
The one thing I do want to thank Tom, I got to thank you for, is I called you last weekend out of nowhere, and after the Noblesville school shooting, we had a lot of parents who were very upset, obviously, and we wanted to make sure that we could get out and communicate what was happening in our city around school violence. And I called Tom at I think it was a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. I said, hey, we're going to put this together, and we want a medium where we can really put this out to any resident that wants to hear it. And he didn't think twice about stepping up and
volunteering myself. And Dave Anderson.
Yes, and it was amazing.
The guy behind the camera over there.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier, Tom. We had 600-700 people show up at the school, and then I think you were saying we've probably 10 or 15,000 views.
Yeah, within 20 minutes of going live with that, we had 122 shares of the feed. We had 491 people watching it live at its peak, and its average viewership was about 425. So there were people that were watching that feed, and the fun thing for us is this is what we do anyway, live video. But when you can apply it to something like that, it's so needed and practical, and you're just doing it because it needs to be done. That was
I mean, and I can say that it was very comforting, Scott, for you to step up as our leader and be proactive in doing that. It really was in and of itself, in an uncertain time. It was nice to see you go to the forefront and proactively do that.
I appreciate it. Well, the good news is we have a team of people that have been working on school safety for so long and are so dedicated to that concept that really what we were doing is just showing we do have people that think about this 24/7 in our schools and are very technically competent, and that doesn't mean we're always going to be able to prevent everything, but it does help to show people that we're on top of that.
Right. So if you guys are watching this and you didn't see that, if you just go to our Fishers Magazine page, I think the city shared it on their page as well. It's about a 2-hour video. It's fairly long, but we were able to actually include some of the comments from the people watching it live in the feed, so you can kind of see what people were saying as it was happening.
Yeah.
Kind of an NRA discussion started, and we kind of fizzled it out in the middle of it, but it was a great conversation. We're happy to do it. I mean, if anybody's watching this and they have an event that they want to stream, like IKEA,
we'll call you.
The meatball eating contest next March when it's Meatball Month.
Right.
Dave and I will come. As long as Dave will come with me, we'll make it happen.
So nationally, as you've seen these meatball eating contests, what's the benchmark? Like, what are we talking about that an average person could take down?
For training purposes.
For training purposes.
I don't know. We'll have to try training this afternoon, and you can set the bar.
I'm not ready for
about
food
that?
coma. I've got stuff to do.
I mean, do you think 40 is? Do you think someone could take down 40?
How many of those St. Elmo's shrimp cocktails did that one dude eat? It's like 67 or something.
Jimmy, what's his name? Joey.
And that has the sauce. I mean, that's hot sauce too. I mean,
And that's like servings.
Yeah,
That's like 5 times.
Oh, really?
that.
Oh, are you serious? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah.
So I think a
That's
meatballs.
real.
I'm thinking you probably could get over 100 meatballs.
No way.
Well,
100?
A hot dog dude eats over 100 hot dogs.
50 in 10 minutes.
50 and 10. Oh, so it's
50.
time too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. It has
Yeah.
to be timed.
There's no-
Is
there's
there
no
any
side
meatballs
over
after
there.
this?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we got,
noon.
we got coupons.
We're going to get nothing out of him the rest of the
Yeah, right.
Mayor Fadness will be napping in his office the rest of the
I'm actually
afternoon.
here. I'm gonna go grab a room.
Grab a futon.
Yeah, I'll be here.
You need
Exactly.
to assemble it.
You gotta assemble my my bed. Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you for hosting
Thank you
us,
so much
and
for having
we
me
always
here.
have fun doing these
Yeah.
chats. And you're always
Anytime.
welcome to join us anytime. We'll
Great.
have you back as long as you bring meatballs and
I will
fight all our
bring meatballs.
coupons.
Yes, for
Nice.
sure.
And until next time, we're going to do this again in 4 weeks. So we'll do it in July. We'll do another one. We'll tell you where at some point. We'll figure out where it's going to be.
I'm picking the location next month. Stay tuned.
Oh, you are?
Oh, boy.
Okay, we'll let Rob Delaby.
Lots of fun.
He's going to pick the location. So if
I'm
you guys-
nervous. I'm nervous.
So, well,
As you should be.
well, according to the comments, just don't go to Top Golf.
Yeah, right. We won't go there.
That's where all the.
Well, you can come
Once
and hang out
again,
with the college
Scott's
kids.
PR
We're
Yeah, there you
person's
go.
looking at me like an
College
owl right
Yep,
now.
yep. We got him on a shot collar.
Quick shot color. It's be over 21 to watch this
I
next one.
love it.
All right, until then, we're going to sign off and go have some meatballs. Thank
Yeah.
you, IKEA.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.